Hello everyone, Lord Master of Sotek here with a brief update about Warhammer 2 and Mortal Empires. Because of course, the day after I finally set aside a bunch of time to talk about it, CA drops a bunch of updates and release information, so I have to make another video. But hey, I'm glad it's almost entirely good news. So let's go ahead and just jump into it. They basically the niche of this post is that they're releasing something that's going to be called the Reprisal update. And essentially what it is instead of giving us the entire Foundation update, which was all of the quality of life changes to Warhammer 1, plus Norska, plus the 30th anniversary Regiments of Renown, they're splitting them up so that this is only the quality of life changes for Warhammer 1. This is unfortunate for a lot of people, myself of course included, that are really anticipating those Regiments of Renown in Norska. I think honestly the multiplayer community is probably the one that's hit the hardest by this, or not hit, but the most disappointed, I should say, with this particular update, because they're basically getting absolutely nothing. But that being said, the game primarily is a single player game, so getting a nice update to make Mortal Empires really enjoyable and giving it the quality of life updates from Game 1 to make sure that Mortal Empires is playable as the Game 1 factions is very important, and I'm really glad they're getting us out to it, there we go, as quick as they can. Don't get me wrong, I would be very excited to see Norska and 30th anniversary units, but if Creative Assembly says they're not ready, I'm still, of course, would really like to know why they're not ready, especially the Regiments of Renown. That one really surprises me. It seems like they wouldn't be that difficult to put in the game, but for whatever reason, those 30 units are just continuing, or those 24 units, I should say, because 6 of them are Norskan, are apparently proving to be a grand issue. So not really sure what the deal is there, but we're just going to have to plow forward with what we get. So the biggest change, in my opinion, is that the Warriors of Chaos campaign is going to be updated to match with the Foundation update. I'm hoping, they didn't mention the Beastman campaign, but I'm hoping the Beastman campaign is included to that, because both of them got really big quality of life updates in the Foundation patch that made their campaigns go from being pretty bland and not fun at all to being pretty damn exciting and made you really feel powerful and kind of being able to, if you're doing well, to like steamroll for a while before you have to kind of pull back and heal and all that stuff. So I really am excited for this. Wood Elf followers, that's awesome to have again, because honestly I didn't consider the Wood Elves complete until they have the followers. I hated that they released the Wood Elf DLC and they didn't have one of these things. To some people it may not seem like a big deal, but to me it's a big deal because it's one of the only few ways you can differentiate your lords and kind of customize them to your various roles you want to give them. So not having this was super sucky, so I'm really glad those are in. The Empire start position overhaul, which of course gives the Empire control of the full Reichland province, which really makes it the Reichland faction, which of course makes the Empire as the AI much bigger threat and has a lot more staying power during the campaign, which is fantastic, because during Mortal Empires especially, it's not that rare to see the Empire completely get overwhelmed by either Bretonnia, the Vampire Counts, or Norska. Norska is a really big problem in the Mortal Empires campaign right now, which, funny enough, is the primary reason that I want Norska in the game, is not because I really miss Norska that much, but because the current Norska is just, it's a cancer. I hate them so much. They're horrible to fight against, and the AI seems to really struggle against them as well. Then, of course, new skill trees and campaign effects for Old World Legendary Lords. Effects. That's... oh, okay. This, of course, is the most important thing to making the Game 1 races as a whole playable in Mortal Empires, because their skill trees are just so bad and their campaign effects are so unhelpful that there's just no point. Like, you're playing with such a disadvantage if you decide to play Thorgrim, or Ungrim, or Karl Franz, or any of those guys. You're playing a much blander experience than we were left with at the end of Warhammer 1. So seeing this change getting put in is very, very good. And then there are a couple of changes they are adding. 2 of these are just bug fixes. But they're adding 5 new skills for Helm and Gorst onto a skill tree, which is kind of weird. in that it's only him and Gorst. Like, granted, Gorst is, in my opinion, easily the weakest character in the game, in that he's the least interesting and arguably the least powerful. So getting new skills probably won't hurt him at all. But at the same time, I'm hoping they're also changing his stat line a bit, because I would like to see him more in like multiplayer, for instance, but he just gets completely shit on because of how slow he is, and he doesn't really add anything of value when he joins an army. So that's a welcome change. I hope this means that they're considering altering or adding new unique skills to Belegar, Skarsnik, and Volkmar as well, because those are the only three remaining lords who have kind of, you know, just the top, like the character tree, like the mounts and stuff, and then like fighting general abilities and blue tree. They don't have that little like 3 to 6 abilities you see above the melee tree. That's like just for legendary lords. So hopefully they look into getting those to them. Immortality skill added to old world characters. That's of course a welcome change. Bordalo now begins at war with Mazzillion. That's a bug fix. And then a handful of bug fixes. They don't unfortunately specify which bug fixes, so we don't know if they're going to fix the artillery bug, which is one of my big 2, or if they're going to fix the auto-resolve bugs. I'd be surprised if they fix that one right now. But hopefully the bugs that they do fix are some of the big ones that just really make the game not enjoyable to play. Other than that, they do mention that Throg, Wulfric, Norska, and the 30th anniversary regiments of Renown are coming later. That does really suck, and if you're in the multiplayer community, it really sucks, because that's something you're probably like really waiting for. Norska was a pretty popular faction, though they're probably going to need some balance changes before they hit Warhammer 2. But of course, the regiments of Renown are a huge addition. Once again, not really sure what the delay is on the Regiments of Renown. It seems like it'd be fairly easy to release the 24 of them. The only thing I can think of is the reason they're not releasing the Regiments of Renown is because 6 of them belong to Norska, so you can't release them all without Norska. But I think most people would be really happy if they just released the 24 for the Beastmen, Warriors of Chaos, Wood Elves, and Bretonnia, because it would really help those factions, and those factions kind of need help right now, especially Bretonnia. So, unfortunately, there's no word on exactly when we're going to get them yet. These changes, the Reprisal update as they're calling it, which is all these, is hopefully going to be coming out in a week or so, but they say it's going to be an opt-in beta for everyone, so it's kind of going to be like the Warriors of Chaos bug, or the Chaos Invasion bug, that they released to everyone as a public update, or a public beta, and you were able to join all that stuff. But the final thing that I'm super interested in and very excited for is that they're going to give all of the old world legendary lords their own unique start positions, which I love and I'm super excited for. I'm not sure how some of them are going to work. Like, I don't know what they're going to do with Chaos per se, because all of them starting in the Chaos Waste kind of makes sense, especially since they're a horde that can't hide. So, and then there are characters like Balthazar, Gelt, and Volkmar who you could move, but it's difficult to move them anywhere meaningful. So we'll just have to see how that plays out. I think next week, probably on maybe Monday, I'm going to make my own video about where I think all of the old world legendary lords should go. Like what faction they should be, what city they should start in, and maybe like come up with a unique building or two for them. And put that out next week, and we can kind of discuss that. I think that'll be exciting, but I'm not going to do it this week because I've already got a ton of crap I'm trying to get out this week, and stuff keeps coming up because I don't want to release more than one video a day. So it is unfortunate that we're not getting the Foundation update, but I think the Reprisal update for a single-player experience is crucial, and if it fixes the correct bugs, is going to make Mortal Empires go from what I consider to be an unplayable experience to a fantastic experience. So I'm really looking forward to it, and I hope it's as good as I pray it will be. More content coming for you guys in the near future. Lots of fun stuff coming up. I hope you all have a great day. Thanks for watching. Love you very much. Bye.